Hello folks, this is Revered Audio, and this will be a very short video, and Nelly is saying like very short, like half an hour long. So this is about what is the real difference between mono and stereo. And there's been so much said about this. I was telling you guys like hours and hours on this subject already, but I will now tell just the true difference, and this true difference will come up once you have a proper mono setup and a proper stereo setup, so that you can enjoy both to their fullest and not compromise scenarios for either eventuality. So once you have a proper stereo and proper mono setup, then the true difference between a mono and a stereo representation is that difference that you get once you are in a concert hall. And now let's make this our concert hall. So let's suppose that this is our stage here. So this is where the symphonic orchestra is playing. That's where Caruso is singing here on the stage, and there's like the orchestra behind him, and we have a conductor somewhere. And then there are rows of seats for the audience. And now if you have, or when you have a stereo recording, that is like sitting closer to the stage, like somewhere around here. Like maybe you have a first row experience to somewhere like fifth row, seventh row, that sort of thing. That is stereo, because here you get the left and right, so you get the sound stage and the division between the instruments. You can separate them, you can get the directionality. And the fronter you sit like first row. Now you get the greatest differentiation, and you can tell, oh okay, there's like the first violinist is here, and then the second violinist next to her or him, and then and so on. And then you can hear like the cellist is here, and there's like another cellist here, and there's like the upright bass right there, and you can hear them, and you can pick out each individual member playing in the orchestra, and that is stereo. So when you sit here, that's stereo for you. Now mono, what you have is as if you are sitting somewhere here in the last couple rows, or maybe you are sitting up in the balcony. And then here, when you sit in a live orchestral hall, by the time the sound from this instrument reaches you, you are essentially getting a mono image. There is virtually no difference between a mono recording and how you hear a live orchestra when you are sitting back here. And for example, that's why I have this recording here. Jamie Laredo, the violinist, playing Mendelssohn and Bruch, and it's on RCA Victrola. So this is a transfer. I know it says VIX, but it's actually a mono with one channel flipped out of phase. So basically you just flip the phase back and you have pure mono recording for you. And when you play this back in pure mono mode, then how you hear it, how I perceived it, is like, imagine like here I was sitting here in the sofa, and then I can hear the violinist like standing in front of me playing, and the imaging is so good on this recording that I can literally hear or see the violinist move. So you know, when a violinist is playing his instrument, he's not glued to a spot, and the violin sound is not coming from here, and it's not moving a micrometer to either side. It's like having a fixed microphone there and mixed into the mix. No, when it was recorded in a real venue, you can feel that he is not glued to a spot, and it's not like a single point source, but the violin is emanating the sound, and then the violin moves while a little bit of movements while he is playing the instrument. and I can get it from this recording that it is happening, and I can also feel that the orchestra is behind him playing, and it sounds as if I am sitting in the rear rows in a concert hall, and there's a symphonic orchestra playing. So when I sit at the symphonic orchestra concert, I close my eyes, and I also listen to it in an audiophile way. What are the cues that my ears are picking up? And the cues that I'm picking up are astoundingly, shockingly, extremely similar to what I'm hearing here. So if someone would just blindfold me and put me in a sensory deprivation chamber and then toss me out in either a concert hall or here in my home and put these on or listen to a live recording, it's not easy to get that I am at which place. Of course, my ears can pick up that there's like a concert hall has different acoustics than my smallish living room, but apart from that fact, the experience of the music is remarkably similar, and I'm talking about a mono recording. The only thing this recording is different from a real life experience is that they place the microphone close to the violin, so it has a dichotomy that you get the impression that you are sitting here and then you hear the orchestra playing there as if you were here in the back seats, and when you hear the violin, then the violin is standing right in front of you. So it kind of feels like for the violin parts you are sitting in the first row, and when there's the orchestra all alone playing, you are sitting in the back. So that's why this recording is an oddity, but that comes from the microphone positioning they used from this recording, and it's not the shortcoming of the mono format. So that's one thing that I wanted to share. What is the true difference between mono and stereo? So for mono, you are getting this experience when you are further away from the stage. And I know I will get comments that first row experience is the superior experience. That's plain cat poop. Kintaro knows he can produce really big, really smelly poops. So when someone tries to tell you that you need to have first row experience, that's the only one, and even a second row or fifth row or in the back or balcony, that's nothing. That's all cat poop. And that's because you get a very different experience here compared to that. And unless you heard a music piece from here and here, both of them, you are not understanding it. So if all your music listening is from this position, you are missing out half of the music experience. And that's because when you are so close to the musicians, your focus is on each of the performer, is on each of the violins. So you see all the trees, but you don't see the forest. When you are here, you see the forest, you hear what the actual orchestra is doing, what they are doing together. You see it as a whole picture. You get the full effect of what's going on. But you cannot tell each player apart with as much detail as from the front. So that's why I advocate for everyone that when you go to a classical music concert, then try to buy tickets all over the place. I can tell you that strive for sitting in the middle here, but try to go from first row and all the rows down to the back and up in the balcony. So try out everything and try to listen to the same performance. Go like Saturday, Sunday showing, Saturday sit here, Sunday sit here. So listen to the same piece, same people singing, performing from two very different positions, and you will be hearing two very, very, very different performances. And that's why I cannot emphasize enough why it is important for us to get familiar with mono, because then you are getting this different perspective on music. So I think that if you are listening to either mono or stereo alone, then you are just getting one half of the picture of what music can be. And to me, that's the beauty of music reproduction, because it allows me a great variety. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe and listen to music. Bye bye.